him out. Woo. That's white knuckle stuff. Oh. Without taking a centimetre of line, he was in the timber. I love this kind of fishing. Doesn't matter whether it's bass or Saratoga or golden perch, whatever you catch in the timber is great fun, but when it's a barramundi the size of this one, it's extra good fun. Thanks, Jace. Well, look at that for a beautiful barramundi, just under 80 centimetres in length. And you know, not too many years ago, I used to make the annual pilgrimage up to the Northern Territory to catch fish like this. Well, you don't have to go that far anymore. Just 6 hours north of Brisbane, there's barramundi fishing for fish like this one. And believe it or not, this fish is only a couple of years old. I'm going to get it back in the water. We're here at Lake Awoonga, just, oh, it's ready and it's gone. Just south of Gladstone. And this is one of the emerging impoundments for barra fishing at the moment. It's probably the jewel in the crown of impoundment barra fishing right now. It's producing fish to well over a metre and lots of them. More than 2 million fish have been stocked in here, and it is only going to get better as more and more barra get put in here. But a lot of people still come here and miss out, and I think there are a few myths and misconceptions about barra fishing and impoundments. We want to try and dispel a few of those over the next quarter of an hour or so. We're going to show you that you can catch barra by casting as well as trolling. We're going to show you that we can catch them in the middle of the day and even when the sou'easter's blowing. And I'm going to be ably assisted in this by my good mate Jason Wilhelm, who recently won the very first ABT barra tournament right here on this dam. Stick with us now and we'll show you how to go out there and enjoy these fish and come home with a few stories of the one that didn't get away. That's a really silvery fish. We're getting all sorts of different coloured fish up here in the snags. That's an absolutely glorious fish in the late afternoon sun. All these fish that we've shown you have all been caught in daylight hours, all casting, and all in less than perfect weather, mostly in southeasterly weather. So dispelled a few myths there, I think. Okay, let's get him back in the water. Nice fish. Jace, we're fishing some timber up here in the Boyne Arm at the moment, but there's a lot of different habitat types that you could fish in Awoonga, isn't there? And I guess there's different times when they fire?
Yeah, there is, Steve. During the summertime, the fish tend to sit in about 10 to 12 feet of water, so if you can find yourself some timber that's either parallel to the shore or submerged or semi-submerged, you can generally find fish in those sort of areas. And if you can find a little bit of weed amongst it, around those sort of timbers, well, you sort of double your chances.
Dam barra can be caught in both open water and close to structure. The more abundant mid-sized fish are especially fond of horizontal timber lying in that 3 to 4 metre depth range. They'll also move deeper in very hot water and shallower into sun-warmed bays during the cooler months. When working timber, look for trees that have fallen over rather than the standing stuff. And of course, watch your sounder. In particular, look for dense patches of plankton and bait, as the barra won't be too far away. Often you'll see bigger arches on the fringes of the bait. These are either catties or barra. Once you identify fish holding areas and start making contact with a few active barra, apply what you've learnt to other parts of the lake by looking for similar setups. It's all about repeating successful patterns. The same rules apply to lure selection.
Lures like these classics, and this is a 120 plus 15, is a lure that'll get you right down to sort of that depth, and you're able to twitch it. It'll back up over snags, and it'll also back up over the weed beds, which often fish sort of congregate around. So if you've got a lure that's got some flotation and a good bib on it to get you into that depth, you're in with a good shot.
Now you work your lures quite hard, almost violently. Do you think that makes a big difference? And what's the actual motion that you're trying to impart to the lure there?
What you're really trying to do is, just have your lure so it's just sort of twitching and it keeps it in the strike zone. It's just only moving at a very small, very slow pace, because these dam fish aren't you know, super athletes are actually pretty lazy, and they're not really keen on chasing stuff that's going too fast.
Now they're lazy until you get one on your line, but then of course it all changes. Do you think a lot of people still come here undergunned as far as tackle and particularly the terminal hardware on their lures?
They come here a little undergunned, and they don't expect these fish to pull as hard as they do, and I guess that means that a lot of people lose fish, you know, for the wrong reasons, which is pretty sad. So the most important thing to remember is if you are going to, you know, put the K's in and come here to bring the right tackle, and if that means fishing a little bit heavier than what you would normally, well, that's probably something to consider.
The biggest stock barra in our impoundments are already topping 35 kilos, and they'll grow even larger in the next few years. Fish up to 20 kilos are common in lakes like Awoonga, and they demand serious tackle. Smart anglers use 15 or 25 kilo braided line and tough 30 kilo plus leaders on these fish, and they beef up the hardware on their lures. Connections are vitally important too. There are a number of different knot systems you can use, and a few examples are available by clicking the Enter button on your remote control right now.
These are the fish that people come here to catch, and so many people miss out on them, but there's plenty of them in here. You just got to work out how to catch them. This is a lovely fish. He's tail wrapped. Something you don't see very often in fresh water. More used to that with marlin and yellowfin, but he's tail wrapped at the moment. He'll probably flick out of it in a minute and take off. There we go. You got a direct nut. It's a big fat fish, that one. I'm not going to net him tail first, even though that's the way he's come up. There he goes, he's woken up now. Now we got a direct pull on him. Oh, no, I didn't do a very good job there. Okay, here we go. Oh, such big fish. Even this big enviro net can barely handle him. Look at that. I'm going to keep that fish in the water while we get the brag mat out. We'll show you some pretty quick handling on this fish. We'll get the hooks out while it's still in the net. We'll measure it on the brag mat and we'll get it straight back in the water. Jason and I both reckon that these fish are too valuable to catch just once. Can't even see that lure. Just careful he doesn't jump out of the net. There we go. That's that one out. Oh, that's out. Now we might just leave that lure there and I'll drag this guy up onto the deck. You get the brag mat laid out. These are great, these brag mats from Shimano. Guide the head around. Jaws lined up. That's a beautiful fish. Look at that. Every scale is absolutely perfect. Fish is in really good condition. We're going to get that fish back in the water really quickly. It's nice and calm at the moment, but it could easily just take off at any moment and start kicking and thrashing. They're quite dangerous fish to handle. You have a look at those dorsal spikes there. You do not want that going anywhere near your body if this fish suddenly starts thrashing. And at no time has the fish been unsupported. It's been on wet carpet and in the enviro net. And there it is in the water and it's ready to go. You happy for me to send her on away, Jace?
Yes, mate, let her go.
And away she goes. Another metre plus fish from Lake Awoonga, and there's plenty more in here.
Productive patterns vary throughout the year. What's working for us here today is making long, wind-assisted casts towards wave-washed points and edges in the main basin of the lake. We're doing wind drifts down onto these points, slowed by a drogue if necessary, and constantly adjusting our approach angle with the bow-mounted Minn Kota electric motor. At the moment, the bigger fish are holding in slightly deeper water off the most prominent points, with plenty of smaller fish in the bays and agitated shallows closer to shore and near weed beds. Rather than dreading the strong wind that so often whips across Lake Awoonga, we're actually using it to our advantage.
Out in the basin now, where it's quite windy, it's a fairly typical Awoonga day. We've got about 25 knots at easterly. There's a lot of points that face straight into the wind, and they're generally the points where the fish tend to sit off. And I guess one of the main reasons for that is that it's very well oxygenated, the water, and also the bait tends to collect on the foreshore. So instead of sort of being a bit sad about the wind, you can often use it to your own advantage.
Well, this is what Barra fishing Lake Awoonga is all about. Beautiful fish. This one's out in open water, so not too much to worry about, but you've always got to think that there could be a tree down there. You need to go fairly hard on these fish, and you need to have good knots and good tackle. They are just one of the best fighting fish in fresh water anywhere in the world. Anyone who thinks that impoundment Barra don't go hard hasn't caught one. Oh, beautiful silver flashes coming up through that green water. This dam's also a great fishery for red claw crayfish, and there's quite a few pots set here by one of the tourists in the area, and that's fair enough, and we've just got to keep this fish away from this one that's fairly close here. But it's just about up, and that's not a big fish by any means by the standard of this lake, but it's still a lovely Barra. And there he goes into the enviro net and onto the deck. Let's have a look at him. This is about 7.75, that fish, and that's, as I said, that's a small fish in here, but a fish that a lot of people from down south will be happy enough to come up and catch. Get it straight back in the water. Oh, he was ready to go. Like any kind of impoundment fishing, oh, he's a good fish. Yeah, he's a 90. Any kind of impoundment fishing, patterns emerge and change from day to day, and at the moment we've definitely got a pattern happening here with these points, with mostly smaller fish, 40 to 75, but a little bit wider out and a little bit deeper. Jace has picked up this really nice fish. This is more the sort of thing we're after. Bit of rocking and rolling here in the waves.
It's a meatery.
It's a meatery?
Yep.
You go very close. Come across, mate. That's not very good. I got him. Not exactly orthodox. I managed to net the lure straight out of the fish's mouth, and the fish's head was still in the water, and I had to go for another scoop, so I think I get to claim half of this fish. The old sou'east has blown pretty hard today, but it just goes to show you can still catch fish in it. Get his head up there. I thought he wasn't going to quite make it. 97. This is a serious fish, this one. This is just screamed line off, came through underneath the boat. Oh, I love him. He's leading us on a merry chase down along the shore here. I'm on nearly full throttle on the Minn Kota. Here we go, here's the leader. Just powerful, powerful fish. Okay, I'll kill the electric. You know, he's not that big either. Oh, he's rocket assisted, this one. It's It's one of the fastest runs I've had. Look at that, he's not a big fish at all. I had this fish picked for well over a metre and he's nothing like that. I'm not complaining, mind you. It's a beautiful fish. And there he is. Ah, I got him, mate. Yep. Yeah, look at the jaw damage on this fish. This fish has been hooked, I'd say, when he was quite a small fish and released, and he's gone on to be a healthy barra, and maybe that's why he was so cranky. He's been through that experience before. He knows what it's like. You get brought in here, put on the brag mat, measured, and let go. He's 93. And that is one handsome fish, and that's what this Awoonga barra fishery is all about. Now, a lot of people are saying to kill these bigger fish, but I just can't bring myself to do it. There's nothing wrong if you want to take one for a trophy or take one to eat it. They're not the best eating fish in the world, especially at this size, but I'd much rather put them back. Watch this. Put them over the side. And away they go.
Big impoundment barra are one heck of an exciting fish to catch. Even experienced and battle-hardened anglers like Jason Wilhelm get sweaty palms and a tremble in the knees when a big one starts ripping line off against a tightly set drag and throwing itself clear of the water. At times like this, you want to be confident your hooks are strong and your knots are sound.
Woo! He's a beast. A beast. This is what it's all about, and this is what people come to Lake Awoonga for. Oh, look at him sizzling line off out there. But these fish are not as easy to catch as a lot of people might imagine. You need to know what you're doing, and you need to have the right tackle and the right techniques. And there's still no guarantee. We haven't got this one in the boat yet. Look at the size of this fish. He's got a bit of fight left in him yet too. Okay, I got him. Oh. There we go. That's a metre plus. Lake Awoonga barra. Okay, get these hooks out. Let's get you onto the brag mat. Slide it down here. You give us a reading back there. That's spot on. 109. What a beautiful fish. Come and hold her up, mate, and give the folks a look at just what one of these Awoonga barra. You get under the other end. About that for a barramundi. That's every bit of 50 pound on the old scale, about 23 or 24 kilos easily, 109 centimetres long. They just carry an enormous amount of weight, and this fish is probably only about 7 or 8 years old, believe it or not. Let's get it back in the water.
With these fish growing at 3 kilos a year, it's incredible to think that a 20 kilo class barra like this could top 30 kilos in a few years.
Well, the sou'easter's pushed us right in on the bank here in a bay, and it's not a bad spot to let this beauty go because there's plenty of weed bed out there for her to hide in. She's tired, but still in good nick, and I reckon if I just turn her over, and there she goes. Lake Awoonga's giant barramundi, and they're only going to get bigger over the next few years. If you haven't been up here and tried it for yourself, do yourself a favour and come up. But make sure you watch the things that we've shown you and learn the lessons from this segment, because these fish aren't always easy to catch, but they're worth the effort.